Hey man, welcome to the Bread Show. Thank you for clicking on this video, considering leaving a like, comment, and subscribing, and let's get straight to it. Hope you enjoy. You, a fellow gamer, may have thought that jumping and sprinting was one of the most basic, staple things in the video game industry, with some of the greats doing just that. Mario, Mega Man, Sonic, just jumping and sprinting. But no, some of the characters that you have spent a lot of time with, that you know very well, didn't exactly get the concept of going fast, either because the developers didn't allow a button to even do that, or because the sprint button that was there was not fast at all. The first guy we're gonna start off is a guy who's been taking over HBO and Hollywood by storm. I'm talking about Joel from The Last of Us. You know Joel. The first action we get from Joel is him carrying his daughter through whatever city or town he was in, and he's running from all of the in-universe, for lack of a better term, zombies. In that scene, he's running pretty slow, but that's understandable because he has a daughter in his hands. Even some of the citizens running past him are like looking at him like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you walking this slow? There's quite literally undead people following you, and you're casually strolling around. But after that scene is over and the time skip begins, I am dismayed to know that Joel did not work on his speed at all in the 20-year time skip. Thankfully, Joel does not have to go too fast in the universe he's in. He has to just sneak around most of the time because Kratos is faster than this guy. If you've never played Last of Us or you've never seen the show, Joel is like the perfect dad bod kind of character. Low mobility with incredible strength. And that's how he gets through all of his games. The one game he's in before. You know what happens in part 2. I was watching The Last of Us show on HBO and I saw Joel sprinting in that episode. I was immediately disgusted with the below average casting of a Joel with above average mobile ability. The next guy we're gonna get to, believe it or not, he has his own show too. Master Chief. Halo. Yes, this guy. No joke, that guy has to be seriously chomping magic mushrooms under that helmet. I feel bad for putting him on this list considering he's 7 foot tall and 1,000 pounds. But by the way, that is like the actual dimensions of a horse. That like 7 feet, 1,000 pounds is about the average horse size. But they run at 55 miles per hour. This guy is pushing nowhere near it, bro. For what it's worth, he seems to have good mobility, so I don't know why he can't just lean forward a little bit and haul ass across stage. But maybe having a biomech suit for pants does not allow for the greatest range of motion in like the nether regions. The next guy that I'm about to tell you is a real curveball. Red from Pokémon Red, or whatever you decided to name him. This ballsy guy didn't even attempt to run the whole game. He literally walked into Silph into a criminal organization with corruption links to the gym leaders and the Elite Four, and dismantled them before he even finished his gym challenge. Walked out with a stride, like a slowpoke chalked up on ecstasy and political justice. He never exceeded a brisk promenade, or even said a word for that matter. That kind of sounds like some type of horror game, some type of horror villain that he silently paces around the map, and if he eventually gets to you, he's taking you and your whole conglomerate down with him. Whoever thought that this slow king and Sonic would be in the same game and it made actual sense. Next up, you know who you are, Leon and Claire. They run like inverted C's, bro. Inverted C's. They keep, like, this is actually how they run. They keep their gun on their hip with 2 hands on it and then walk around like this. And that's how they run from the T-Virus and Mr. X. And to be fair, Mr. X strides are not longest either, but if I were Claire or Leon, I would be running a hell of a lot faster than they are already doing. You don't need 2 hands at your gun at all times, like some type of safety patrol, Weenie Hut Jr. police officers. No, I would be running and booking that thing. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, not many entities in the Resident Evil series run anyways. You would think that the best survival horror game would put the survival in horror and let you go more than 10 miles per hour, but I guess that's just not what the developers had in mind for you. This is also really alarming because the fastest survival game character to date now is still Minecraft Steve running from Herobrine. I'm a survivor. Imagine if I told you that one of the greatest game studios made one of the greatest video games ever, and they didn't even bother giving you a jump or a sprint button. Yes, I'm talking about The Legend of Zelda's Link. That guy. What other protagonists may lack in effort, this guy brings in agonizing defiance. This guy chooses not to run in over half of his games. It wasn't until Breath of the Wild till we got actual movement mechanics for this guy that were normal. This guy willingly chooses not to run or jump. Instead, he hurls himself at the ground and rolls as fast as he can. And mind you, it is pretty fast for a split second. This man can do a full body tuck and roll faster than any Olympian. Legitimately watch an Ocarina of Time speedrun and you'll see the runners turn Link into Cannonball from Ben 10. But why even sprint if you can literally travel through time and change the weather? Why even? The next character is not even just one character, it is a whole slew of characters. I'm talking about every character, every hero in Overwatch other than Soldier 76. When I first started playing Overwatch, the first player I used was Soldier 76. I actually filmed a great deal of Overwatch 2, and it was one of the most fun series I did on this channel. You should check it out. The first character I learned from was Soldier 76. To my dismay, I found out that I was playing with the only character that could sprint in that whole game. It was literally one of his abilities. Sprinting. Imagine playing a capture the flag type of game. I forgot the modes of that game, but imagine playing a domination type of game, and on your way back from spawn after getting killed, your team is decimated after your Sunday stroll back to the flag. Even worse, imagine the agonizing pain of losing the game or the objective during your Sunday stroll, and that's how it's just over. Last but not least, the guy that influenced me to make this video, Arthur from Red Dead Redemption. Who knew the perfect game came in with a horrible oversight that was in there by design. Everybody else in that camp has no problem catching up with Arthur for whatever bull that they need. No horses in the camp, I can understand. But Arthur walking as if he's in a Planet Fitness and scared to sound off the lunk alarm is a little ridiculous. As a matter of fact, screw the list. I'm expanding this section to most Rockstar characters because Niko Bellic isn't running a 4.5 either. I don't know who told Rockstar that repeatedly jamming the X and or A button to make a character go faster was fun, engaging, or ergonomically comfortable. I want to know who said that, and I want to know which generation of gamers was responsible for accepting that. At least all Rockstar protagonists have one thing in common: not being able to swim and running like a drunk person who bashed his own head in the concrete 10 times before starting his job. And then last but not least, honorable mention, the sports games. Imagine catching an interception on the opponent's 10-yard line, and you get to the 50-yard line and you run out of stamina, and the slowest guy on the other team runs up behind you and taps you in your ankles and you fall to your face. The makers of Madden have actually never watched a game before. Same thing with 2K. Those guys, the Gatorade symbol comes on in the first quarter sometimes. And that's just on regular substitutions. I mean, if your stamina isn't 99, then it's on 0 in those games. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching this week. Thank you for tuning into The Bread Show. I am so grateful for you making it to the end here. If you made it to the end, consider subscribing, consider hitting that like button, and leave a comment. Because if I get enough suggestions, I will do a commenter's version of this video. A little more of a goofy video today. Just wanted to show the slowest video game characters. I am also planning on making a video of the fastest video game characters. And Minecraft Steve will probably be on there. So yeah, love y'all everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching The Bread Show. It means a lot. Give inspiration in all you do. Love you guys, and peace out.
Welcome to the Bread Show. Take 2.
And then walk around like this. And that's how they run from the T-Virus and Mr. X.